I was about in my like 220 after I had my second child, and then lost some weight. So I was hanging out at 200 for a year or two postpartum, and that's when I started back up, or I started with this medication because I talked to my doctor and I was like, what the hell? And she said, oh, there's this thing called Mounjaro, back then. That was 2023. And I was like, okay, tell me more. And then, so that would have been December 2023. So January 2024, that's when Zepbound came on the market, or at least she could have prescribed it for me. And then I got on Zepbound, was on that for 5 or so months, back when you were paying like $4.99 or $5.50 or whatever with the coupon. And that's a lot of money. And both myself and my husband, we both work full time, and that's a lot of money. And then I lost weight. So I went from 200 to 160, felt great. And then ever since then, it's just been this up and down to 170. I feel like I've been at 170 more consistently in the last 3 years than anything. But I would bop back up to 180. And then that's when like kind of that panic set in, because you could feel it in your clothes. Going from a size 10 to a size 12, that's very dramatic, and you can feel it in everything that you wear. So journey. But when I did go up to a 5, when I was injecting 5, was when I was getting really sick. I did go up to 7.5, and that was like literally debilitating. Like I would take the shot the next day, I was kind of okay. But then that next day, literally in bed, never been so sick in my whole entire life. Bedbound. Literally bedbound. Right next to the bathroom. So that's when I stopped. Went back to 5. I was still getting a lot of side effects. And then fast forward 2025, I got off of it for a few months, back up 180, and then got back down to 170 for a family vacation. I wanted to be able to wear shorts and feel good in them. Then fast forward to December of 2025, and I was 175, 180. And I go into my doctor and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I think my hormones, something's going on. She smacked me with some truth just about like basic information about, if you eat too much, you'll gain weight.